Welcome to this video, it's Hannes. I'm so happy that you're here because I want to show you something really important for you to learn and to master your chord progressions. You might have already experienced that it can be pretty tough to change between chords. And this video will show you and give you a tip how to solve that problem. Before we start out, I want to recommend you to check in the video description my crash course. This is a crash course which helps everybody who's new to the topic of guitar playing to really dig into it. It's completely for free, so feel free to check that out. I truly recommend that to you if you're new to that channel here. So let's check out the tip I want to give you for your chord progressions, for your chord changes. So if you, for example, have a G chord like this, and you want to go to a D chord, and you always have trouble when you want to play your favorite song, and you just don't get there in time, or it sounds crappy, whatever, I want you to make dry exercises. What does that mean now? So you take your chord, for example, this one here, middle finger in the 3rd fret of the E string, of the low E string. It's the string which is the closest to you. Then the index finger in the 2nd fret right next to that on the A string, and the ring finger goes in the 3rd fret of the high E string, the string that's at the very bottom from your point of view. And now you first of all, it has to sound. You have to check, is everything there? Okay. Make sure all the notes are there. You feel comfortable playing that chord. And then you check out, without playing, where's the D chord? Where do the fingers have to go? See, I mean, the ring finger goes from the 3rd fret of the E string to the 3rd fret of the B string. This is the closest, smallest movement there that has to be done. Middle finger changes completely sides from the 3rd fret of the low E string to the 2nd fret of the high E string, and the index finger goes from the 2nd fret of the A string to the 2nd fret of the G string. So, and now you check that chord out. Now try to memorize where the fingers have to be. And now we do a dry exercise between those two chords. Do that in your tempo. This is not the reference here. I mean, you could do it like, if it takes like this long, you already might know where the problem is while playing your song. Your fingers don't know where to go. You may not think about where your fingers have to go when you play a song. It has to be like immediately going. You don't have to think about it. Your fingers must know where to go. Kind of like if the fingers have a memory system or something. Like this, you have to really change dry without playing, so you can just focus on your hand changing between chords. And try to take a look at my wrist here and my palm. It literally stays in the same place, only the fingers move. This is also something you should consider while changing between chords. What's the rest of your hand doing? Do you have something like this and then suddenly you're playing like this? This might be an issue. So try to do the dry exercise and really analyze, what are your fingers doing? Are they going all at the same time, which is the ideal situation in that case? The fingers really need to know where to go. To do that exercise like 50 or 100 or 200 times before you start actually playing the chord. Also, keep in mind, the closer your fingers are to the frets, the easier it will be to create a sound. Don't go in that direction, close to the fret below the finger, but close to the fret up the fretboard. It's always the easiest spot for your finger to create a note. And not here. You see already I really have to push harder to create a sound. So dry exercise and really be aware of where to put your fingers. You can do that with any chord progression. If you have also something else like change between D and C, of course. Hard chord for a beginner, I know, but do a dry exercise. Really take a look at one hand before you bring together two hands. This is a real game changer and problem solver. It was for me. When I started my studies, there were chords. I thought I knew all the chords, but I obviously didn't. And I got to know new chords which were quite new for my fingers to learn. And I really did that, literally. Complex jazz chords, whatever. I really had to do that for a couple of times. When I learned a new chord for a couple of weeks, I really had to check that out by doing that. So this is not just something for a beginner or something. This is a tip also for the pros if you learn something really complex and you do a dry exercise first, especially when it comes to complex chords. So I hope this will help you in the future for your chord progressions. If you're stuck in a chord progression, this might be a good solution for you, a good training for you. Take a close look at what you're doing. Most of the things you learn on guitar are quite obvious and logical if you think about it, how you hold, how you put your fingers in position and stuff, and how you change between chords. So, thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out my crash course, which you find in the description. Just click below this video and you'll get tons of information like this. Cool lessons. You will already play from the beginning, make music, and this is something really important for me. You're supposed to have fun from the very first note you're playing. So thanks for watching. I'm Hannes, and we see us back in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.